The first thing that you need to understand, you come to me and then you say, Thiago, I'm drinking my coffee with milk. I wake up, I go to a cafe, I go to work, and then I have latte, coffee latte, or anything latte, anything with milk. The first big mistake that you are doing is what? Remember that the food is never the problem. Dairy is never the problem. Don't be concerned of dairy. The problem is how your body will deal with dairy. If your body is strong enough, if you're having the ideal intake that your body can handle that, can accept. You drink your latte every single day. What's the problem? First big red flag. You don't know which type of cow milk the guy in the cafe is putting in your coffee. Tiago, why is that? Write this down, the first thing that you need to be aware of. There are two different types of cow milk, A1, A2. A1 type, beta-casein A1, beta-casein A2. If you go to a cafe and then you put, not you, but the guy, that you don't see which type of milk, if it's A1 or A2. They put the cow milk, and if it's going to be A1, you are more likely to have reactions. Why? Guys, we are going to buy categories. The first mistake that you make every single week is not knowing if you are drinking more A1 or A2. In your cake, I'm going to a restaurant. This dressing, someone said that dairy is not dairy free. And then the person utilized A1 type milk. Red flag. Instead of using A2. Tiago, why is that? Nowadays we know that there is a paper, randomized control trial. It was published in 2017. I have the paper open in my computer here. Check this out. Paper, listen to me. Randomized control trial. It means it's a really renowned paper. Look at the name of the paper. Effects of cow's milk, beta-casein variants on symptoms of milk intolerance, a randomized control trial. In this study, they noticed that those people who drank that's the point, guys. Remember this. It's not drinking the milk itself. It's having A1 type milk in crackers that you don't see the label, in cakes that you don't see the label, the ingredients, in your coffee when you go to a cafe and then you make like a latte and then you don't know if they're putting A2 type or A1 type. Those people, they noticed that those people who drank more A1 type milk, cow's milk, those people had more inflammation. They had more bloating, they had more eczema, symptoms, respiratory issues, asthma, runny nose, sneezing. Just because of what? Because of you are not paying attention to which type of cow milk. I'm talking about cow milk. I'm talking about dairy. I'm not talking about almond milk, coconut milk. No. I'm talking about cow's milk. Okay? Be aware of what I'm saying here. So that's the first thing that what we already know in science. Because there are some compounds in A1 type milk that can literally, your body, the first reason that you are inflaming your body with A1 type milk, remember, it's not because of the milk itself. It's because your body is not handling that. Okay? The first reason why you start having symptoms, your symptom can manifest in 1 day, in 2 days, in up to 3 days. You can have a delayed reaction. You will never find out that the cause of your bloating or the cause of your eczema was a A1 type milk that you drank 3 days ago. That's why it's a tricky situation for you when you don't know what you're doing. You feel lost because of that. You have a reaction, you have no idea. But I'm always, today I didn't have anything that was supposed to have this, like I'm swollen. I'm a little bit swollen. What's going on? Something that you drank 3 days ago, A1 type milk. But remember, it's never because of the milk itself. It's because your body didn't handle, and then you activate your immune system, and then now the inflammation increases. It's because of your body, not the food. Don't be scared of the food. Be scared of what's going on inside your body. That's what you need to be worried. Tell, why is that? Because nowadays we know, another thing that you need to be aware of. Nowadays we know, YouTube is working. We know that those people who are really strong in their gut microbiome, you have you and your friend Jennifer. You here and your friend Jennifer. Jennifer is taking care of her gut microbiome, gut health, every single day. Daily. Jennifer is reducing inflammation. She's making sure that her inflammation levels are low every single day. Jennifer is 100% focused on that. Jennifer is focusing on balancing her hormones. And then you are not doing this. Let's go to the situation. Jennifer is really focused on her gut. You are not doing this. You're just like, okay, I'm eating salad, whatever. I'm just eating salad. I just stopped having carbs. Like, you are going to the traditional way, basic stuff. That's not working with you anymore, and now you're frustrated. But you're doing this. And then Jennifer decides to eat a cake that was made by A1 type milk. Casein. Beta-casein A1. That's the name, the scientific name. And then Jennifer had the cake. Jennifer didn't have any problem. No bloating, Jennifer. No eczema, Jennifer. Nothing. One cake, A1 type, the one that's harder for the body to digest and handle, that has, forgot the name, the scientific name, but there is a compound, specific compound that your body literally can easily activate the immune system. But Jennifer had the cake and no problem. And then now is your turn. And then you decide to have the cake. And then you have that, and then you have bloating. Or after 2 days you have like eczema. Or after some hours you feel fatigue. Or after 24 hours you have headache. So what's going on with me? You say, Jennifer had the same cake. She didn't have anything. I had. Why is that? Why is that? Because nowadays we know that if your gut microbiome is really strong, and then even next time that you decide to have a food that has A1 type cow milk, A1 type casein, beta-casein A1, your body can handle, and then you don't have symptoms. That's the most important thing that you guys need to understand. The most important thing. So check this out. Now you know, A1, A2. I need to focus on A2. Tell why? Another reason is because the structure of the casein A1 is much harder for your body to digest, like to break it down and absorb. Digest and absorb. A2 is easier. So if you decide to have something that's made by A2 type milk, cow's milk, you are less likely to have reaction because the structure will be easier for your body to break it down and then you digest. That's the first thing. You need to understand another thing. Pay attention to that. Write this down. There is casein. Most of you react to casein in milk. Tiago, what is casein? Casein is the protein. Remember that I told you yesterday that gluten is a protein? Remember that? I told you this yesterday. Same thing. Casein is also a protein. Both have a structure. It's like that. It's really hard to break, for your body to break it down. And that's because of lack of digestion absorption, you start having the inflammation because you activate your immune cells. Every single time that you have a reaction, you need to be aware of, okay, am I having this reaction because of casein or because of lactose? Casein is the protein. Lactose is the sugar of the milk. Some of you are lactose intolerant. Tiago, what is lactose intolerant? You were born without producing enough an enzyme called lactase. The enzyme is literally a molecule that helps to break down the particles. Break down to make it easier for your body to digest. If you were born without that lactase, your body is not producing. Every single time that you have anything made by milk that's high in lactose, your body will have a big molecule of lactose. Your body will not digest that. this lactose will go to your small intestine, and then what's going to happen? It's not digestion, it's not absorbing. What's going to happen? It's more likely to create dysbiosis, to damage even the tight junctions in the line of your gut, because the particle is there, it's not broken down. Your body could not handle because there is no enzyme, there is no lactase to break it down. And then we start having what? Diarrhea. There are many symptoms. You have bloating, you have diarrhea, you have many symptoms. This is lactose intolerant. So that's why some people who take an enzyme, lactase, before consuming food high in lactose, they have less chances of reaction. Tiago, but does it mean that's going to be the solution? Guys, remember, at the end of the day, even if you take an enzyme, lactase, before consuming a dairy food that's really high in lactose, you're going to have lower reactions, but at the end of the day, you're still putting a lot of pressure to your body. You are creating more overload, more stress to your body. Because it doesn't guarantee that this amount of lactase supplement that you're taking before consuming foods that are high in lactose will guarantee that will break down all the lactose. That's the point. That's why many people have this illusion. So remember, this is lactose. Many of you have reaction to lactose without knowing that. But write this down. Most people have reactions more with casein instead of lactose. Casein, the protein. Tiago, why? Casein is the protein from milk, cow's milk, that also is harder to digest. And then remember, another thing that the casein needs is another enzyme to break it down, and then you reduce your chances of inflaming your body. Tiago, why do you always say inflaming my body? Why? If I have this, if I don't have that, if my body doesn't digest, I inflame my body. Why is that? I'm scared of this word, inflaming. Pay attention to that. Remember, it's not because the food have an inflammatory, like something that's really inflammatory. It's not because of that. It's because the food, you consume the food, your body cannot handle, cannot digest and absorb. Because of that, this can be for too long, can keep fermenting, for example, fermenting inside your small intestine. This will increase more bad bacteria. This will create more dysbiosis. Bad bacteria are too much, while good bacteria are not enough. Dysbiosis, that imbalance. This will disrupt the line of the gut. By disrupting that, tight junctions will be weaker, and then you start having leaky gut. Once you have leaky gut, I'm creating here the dots, connect the dots. Once you have leaky gut, the particle of the casein that you had in your milk, just because it was not digested well, it will pass through the line of the gut and then go to your bloodstream. Now the problem starts because these activate inflammation. Why? Because once the molecule casein that was not broken down passes through the line of your gut and then go to your bloodstream, your immune cells do not accept any particle that's not supposed to be in the bloodstream. The soldiers, the immune cells in the bloodstream say, whoa, you are not supposed to be here. Let's attack. So it will start attacking the molecule of casein from the milk that you drank or that cake that you had. Many of you even you don't drink milk, even you don't eat cakes, but you put dressings that has, for example, a lot of casein. Dressing, sauce, and then you don't know. Tiago, but if my gut is strong and then I put the dressing with milk, with this casein, with a lot of casein, am I going to have problems? No, guys, of course not. It's all remember, I really want you to understand this. You cannot be worried, concerned about casein or milk. The food is not the problem. The problem is your body. It's not the food. It's not the food. The food is there. The food is there. That's why your friend or someone eats something with dairy, they don't have reaction. Because the person is already really focused on her gut and her inflammation are low and she doesn't have leaky gut. But if she decides to increase and eat every single day a lot of dairy, she can start creating inflammation. Tiago, why? Okay, let me see one thing, Tiago. Are you saying to me that I can start creating inflammation because of the intake? Yes. Understand this why. Guys, many even professionals, they don't understand this clearly. You are going to understand more than many people. I'm going to give an example. I have my mother-in-law. She came to Australia to visit us here. She spent, I love her. She's amazing. My father-in-law and my mother-in-law, they spent like 2 months in our house here. They came to Australia. They are from Brazil. And then she's trying to reduce her inflammation. Amazing. She's doing really well, by the way. Really well. She's really like focused on that. But she came for holiday, right? So she was more like, she wanted to taste, to try more foods. And then Monday we decided to go out. And then okay, let's go to that place there. And then she decided, okay, I really want to try this tiramisu. Tiramisu dessert, amazing, beautiful dessert. And then everybody had the tiramisu as well. Everybody was there. But remember, and then I reminded her, so look, we are having this on Monday. That's great, let's enjoy. We are going to enjoy here without feeling worried and nothing. But remember that the credit of the amount of dairy, amount of sugar, amount of gluten, we are already reducing the credit for the next time, because today is Monday. So we need to be aware of the next days that we cannot have all the foods with the same ingredients in high intake to avoid activating immune cells, to avoid dysbiosis. But why is that? I'm going to tell you why, but check it out. Check out what happened. What happened? This was on Monday. After Wednesday, Thursday, they were excited because they were visiting my son here in our house, spending for 2 months, 2 months. They decided, okay, let's go out again on Thursday. And then on Thursday, we went to another restaurant. And then she decided to have another dessert. So she had on Monday, even like on Tuesday, she had like chips. It's not part of her routine, by the way. But she had it. On Thursday, we went to the restaurant and then I'm going to have this dessert. This looks amazing. And then I reminded her. So remember, I told her, so look, you already had, remember that, I said that first. I said, are you going to have dessert today again? And then she told me, again? But I didn't have anything. And then I reminded her, so look, you had on Monday. And remember that Tuesday you had chips. And remember that today's Thursday yet. And remember that this weekend we are going to go out again. So if you accumulate this type of foods that your body struggles to digest and absorb, you are going to start having more inflammation. And then I started explaining her why. The first thing that I want to tell you, this happens with you a lot. Many of you make this mistake of what? You had something with sauce, like a dressing. And then you didn't pay attention that this dressing had already dairy and gluten, the dressing. Or you went to a restaurant and then you decided to order food. You didn't ask if it was dairy-free or not. You didn't ask. You just had. It looked like no dairy. But the guy put a dressing that was made by dairy. And then this was on Monday that you had. Boom, okay, you consume more dairy. And then you go to Tuesday. Tuesday you ask your latte in the morning, coffee with milk. Boom, again. A little bit more dairy on Tuesday. And then you go to Wednesday. And then you hang out with your family in the evening. And then you order something. And then the sauce has gluten or dairy. And then you don't realize it's just a sauce here. It's red. It's like tomato sauce. Many of you make this mistake. Guys, tomato sauce, the industry, we have gluten and dairy added in sauce and dressing everywhere. But okay, follow me here. This is on Wednesday. And then you decide, today's Saturday. I didn't have any bad food. I was eating really clean the whole week. And then on Saturday, I deserve to have a dessert. And then you have the dessert thinking that that was the only meal that you had with dairy, for example. And then on Friday, actually, you had cheese. You put cheese in your eggs. You had a cracker with cheese as well. You're accumulating. And then you start having a lot of inflammation just because of the amount. It was not because of dairy itself. No. Not because of the dairy. If you had just in one day dairy or one day gluten, nothing would happen with you. But the point is because you didn't pay attention to the label, to these micro ingredients that was added in your plate and you were not aware. Tiago, why this increased inflammation? I really want to understand this. I'm confused. Follow here. The molecule of casein that you find in dairy is hard to digest. The structure is really hard. If you have a small amount, your body, if your gut is good and strong, if you don't have leaky gut, your body can get this casein, hard to digest, even if it's not digested, but your body is so smart, your body is so resilient, your body can handle so much bad stuff or good stuff. Your body can get this casein, the molecule of casein, and can get rid of your body from your stools. Because the amount was okay. It was, your body could, okay, I can handle that. But imagine when you consume in the amount that your body cannot handle. Same thing with you. If your boss call you right now, say, hey, Jennifer, Maria, Karen, Marcia, I want you, I'm not asking you, I want you to work on this Saturday. And then, okay, you're going to do extra work in your job. And then on Saturday night, your boss call you again. Hey, Jennifer, I want you to work tomorrow on Sunday for the whole day. Whoa, why is that? I'm working too much. Because a lot of job to do. We are getting a lot of stuff for you to work. And then you are overload. Your brain is overloaded with a lot of work. Work overload. And then your boss calls you, hey, I want you to, there are many things to do. You need to work 12 hours per day. Guess what's going to happen with you? Tell me here, what's going to happen with you after 1 month doing this? Overwork. What's going to happen with you? You will burn out, your productivity will go downhill, and the job that you are supposed to do it, to complete it, it will not be done. Instead of doing 100% of the job, you're going to do 80% of the job. Same thing happens inside your body. Your gut, depending on the amount of dairy, the amount of casein, one molecule is already hard to digest. Imagine that you are having a lot of molecules of casein. Imagine that. Can you guys understand this analogy? Who is understanding? Say I. I want to know if you guys are really understanding this. Say here, I'm understanding, Thiago. I want to see this. I really want to see this. Say I. Or just click here, the heart, for me to see that you are really understanding. I really want to know. Guys, interact with me here. If you don't talk to me, it's going to be hard for me to help you. Margaret say, yes, I understand. Karen said, great, yeah. React here, I really want to see who is understanding this. You will understand this more than a lot of professionals, if you really understand that. All good? Did you guys understand that? Check this out. Pay attention to that. And then you can, okay, Thiago, following this logic, what should I do? The first thing that you should do, that's exactly what I teach in my program. I teach this in my program. If you already have inflammation, if you already have gut issues, really gut imbalance, if you have leaky gut, many people have leaky gut without knowing that, if you already have hormonal imbalance, if you already overweight, Thiago, even being overweight, like I'm 50, 60 pounds overweight, is a concern for me with this problem? Yes, guys. Why? Because we already know that the fat cells, if you have too many fat cells in your body, you already increase inflammation because NF-kappa B, inflammatory molecules, will be released. You're accumulating a lot of NF-kappa B. So you are having already inflammation. Because of that, if that's your case, your priority, I teach this in my program, your priority is spending while we are going to focus on reducing inflammation in your gut, while we are going to focus on balancing your hormones naturally, optimize your digestive system to make sure that next time that you have dairy, your body can handle better casein and lactose. Lactose, the sugar, casein, the protein of the milk. To prepare your body first, you need to do phase 1 in our program. So we do phase 1, boom. Once the person does phase 1, the person will be more likely to, next time she has a cheese, her body will not react. She's more likely. She's more likely. It will depend on the amount that she's introducing. The introduction of dairy is in phase 2 in the program. Phase 2. Because the person is more likely to have less leaky gut, the person is more likely to have more balance of hormones, especially insulin hormone. The insulin is more likely to be more sensitive instead of resistant. And then the person starts having the capacity to reintroduce again dairy. In the right intake, that's the intake that the gut can handle to break down the particles. Did you get that? So that's why, write this down, write this down. Okay, Thiago, so if I decide to eat dairy, the categories, the type of dairies is important for me to choose wisely. Yes. Which one, Thiago? Is it better for me to have A1 type milk or A2 type milk? A2 type milk. Digestion will be better, less chance of inflammation, less chance of creating dysbiosis. Cheese. Is it better like a soft cheese? Soft cheese or mature cheese? Mature cheese. Tiago, why? The more mature the cheese, it means that the casein, the protein of the milk, will be lower. What does it mean? The lower the casein in this dairy, the easier for your body to digest. It's more fermented, the cheese. Extra mature cheese. I have a video training inside my program teaching and talking about all these type of foods. What the person needs to prioritize. What everybody needs to prioritize. I even did like another video training inside my program, a Zoom call, 3 weeks ago. And besides that, I have a video teaching how to introduce that food in phase 2. I teach this in phase 2 in my program. But you need to understand this. Same thing with bread that I told you yesterday. Bread, white bread or sourdough bread? Sourdough bread. Because the fermentation reduced already gluten, the amount of gluten, ATIs, and fructans. The things that can activate your immune system because of a poor digestion that you had. You couldn't digest the molecule, break down the molecule. Same thing with dairy. Guys, just be smart. You just need to understand and become more knowledgeable about food. And remember, I'm repeating this 1,000 times. The problem is not dairy. The problem is your body. Don't be worried about the food. Be worried about what's going on inside your gut. How much inflammation that you have. How much hormone imbalance that you have. You need to be worried here. It's not the food. Tell why? Because a simple broccoli that's amazing, powerful, cruciferous, one of top 5 vegetables, amazing, super healthy outside your body. But this amazing, incredible food can become unhealthy inside your body if your body doesn't have the capacity to digest and absorb the nutrients from this broccoli. And then it ferments, and then it creates gas. And then another example, another food with protein, that's amazing food with protein, but just because of a poor digestion, poor gut that you have, high inflammation that you have, you're already noticing you have eczema, you have low energy, you have brain fog, you are overweight, you feel fatigued, your body is showing signs that inside of you, something is not right. You need to focus on this first, because the food you can handle depending on how strong is your body. It's all about that. Don't confuse this. All right, let's go to questions here. Quick questions. How do we heal our gut and reduce our inflammation to be able to digest dairy? I teach this. It's a treatment, Danielle. Great question. It's a treatment. You really need to do by phases. I teach this in my program. Phases. If you take one supplement, you don't solve the problem. If you focus on only, I'm going to just focus on salad, you don't solve the problem. Because many of you can have reaction to some vegetables. How many of you eat some vegetables and then you have bloating? How many of you? Tell me here. How many of you have some seeds you decide to eat healthy, and then when you decide to eat healthy, you have reaction? You have you feel weird, you have stomach pain. It's not supposed to be that way because it's a healthy food. It's supposed to help you instead of making you everything hard. Makes everything hard. That's the point. We need to do a treatment. We need to prepare your gut first. So I teach this in phase 1 in our program. All right? IBS. Guys, remember, foods that your body struggles to digest and absorb and then create leaky gut will increase IBS symptoms, will increase IBD. Remember this forever. It will exacerbate. I showed you a paper, scientific journal yesterday, showing those people who consume, they already have IBD and IBS. They exacerbate their symptoms when they consume. For example, yesterday I was talking about gluten. And remember, the problem is not gluten. The problem is your body. Don't confuse this. Don't be concerned of gluten. Don't be worried of dairy. It's possible you incorporate this in your food carefully, at the right amount, at the right time. But you need to prepare your body for this. You need to prepare your body for this. All right? Check this out. Check this out. I'm going to tell you something. Let me see on YouTube here. Yeah, any question on YouTube? Let me see here. This is really important to understand as well. Check this out. That's another question that someone asked. Yeah, another question that someone asked. Check this out. Important. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me here. Pay attention. There are 2 different types of protein in milk. That's whey. That's why you see whey protein powder, whey, and casein. Whey, people have less chances of reaction to whey. While casein is the guy that you really can struggle to digest and absorb, and then by consequence start all the inflammatory process because of lack of not digesting that correctly. Whey protein is easier. It's a molecule from the milk that can easily you can easily digest that. So that's another thing that you need to be aware of. But remember, if you buy a protein powder that's not only whey protein, they also added casein, you are having more risks of poor digestion, creating all these symptoms that I told you. That's why many of you need some time, some weeks, 2 weeks, for example, while you're strengthening your gut, you reduce as much as possible. Guys, remember, you need to reduce, I'm going to repeat, you need to reduce for 2 to 3 weeks as much as possible any food that has molecules that your body can struggle to break it down and absorb. Thiago, so are you saying that it's not only dairy that can have really hard molecules? Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. The point is because not only dairy that has molecules that are really hard to digest and break it down. It can be wheat, not gluten. It can be ATI. Remember yesterday? Inside wheat flour, forget gluten. Without considering gluten, you have ATI, amylase trypsin inhibitor. That's another compound, that's another molecule that's hard to digest and break it down as well. It's another protein. It's hard to break it down. If you really want to heal your gut, you need to reduce all these hard molecules that your body really struggles. Why, Thiago? Why? Because your gut is ill. Your gut right now is sick, is weak. You don't have strong bacteria in your gut to handle that. You don't have enough stomach acid to start digesting the protein, this type of protein. You don't have it yet. Your mindset is really level 1 yet. Thiago, why? Because you chew too fast. The digestion starts here. You still have a kid's behavior of not chewing enough. This is a kid's behavior. 10-year-old girl. You are 45 having the same behavior of a kid. You eat in 5 minutes. Just because of that, you really need to focus on this first. Optimize this first. While reduce hard molecules for your poor gut. That's poor gut right now. It will be amazing gut sooner or later. Thiago, but I'm 60. Guys, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are 60 or 50. You can heal yourself. Don't accept this. I really go crazy when someone shows me a victim mentality. Many times the person has this victim mentality because of lack of knowledge. She doesn't know about herself. And she just accepted life already. 5 years ago, she already accepted all the problems in her life. No. Don't accept. You deserve to feel great. You deserve to feel amazing. You decide that. You are the creator of your life. Nobody's the creator of your life. You are the creator. You can feel and heal your gut. You can. It doesn't matter your age. You can reduce your inflammation. It doesn't matter your age. Thiago, but it's hard. If it was easy, nobody was having inflammation, struggling in life. But what is harder? Feeling terrible in life, not having the courage to look in front of the mirror because you're super fat and super inflamed? What is harder, this or treating your gut because now you have self-respect? Now you love yourself so much, you look twice the food and then you pay attention to the label to see the amount of dairy that's having. Now you are aware. Or even have a big desire to eat that food, you control yourself because you have self-respect. What's harder? You choose your heart. Choose your heart. Choose your heart. You have the freedom to choose your heart. For me, much harder. I wake up and not feeling great. This is super hard. Terrible. I think that's a horror movie in my life. If I could think that waking up and having no energy, that would be terrible. No, I don't want that hard. I want the hard of choosing wisely my food. Every day focus on strengthening my gut. I want to choose that hard. Because this hard gives me the reward of feeling amazing inside. That reward is crazy amazing. You have no idea. Only those who feel that can tell you. But we cannot show you the feeling. You need to feel that. And it's possible you feel that. It's possible. I'm telling you that's possible. I see many clients joining my program destroyed, super inflamed, crazy symptoms, and they feel incredible, completely different after 4 or 5 months. Many people feeling better after 2-3 weeks. But only those people who follow what they need to follow, treating their gut correctly. All right? Cool? Questions here, guys. Questions. Some yes. Almost every day. I want to know what? What is that? Almost every day. How to choose type A2 over type A1 milk? Remember that when you go to the supermarket, you can see guys, that many people don't know. When you see the milk, they now are already selling A2 type milk. They are selling already A2 type. But remember, many of you don't buy cow's milk like that. Many of you buy a product. For example, you buy a protein bar. And then you don't care. No, it's a protein bar. I need to have more protein. And then you didn't pay attention to the ingredients. And then some industry, many brands, in this protein bar, they put A1 type. It will not show in the label. That's the red flag. So that's why you need to plan your week. I say this to everybody in my program every single time. Plan your week, because if you just let it happen, let life happen every single day, you are gonna buy a protein bar here, a snack there, this, like, for example, nuts, mixed nuts, and then you didn't check the label, they added gluten. And then you accumulate, you are having more gluten, more dairy. All of a sudden, And then in your mind, at the end of the week, you felt that you didn't have any dairy, any gluten. And then on Saturday, you decide to have a big cake with a bunch of gluten. What's going to happen? The whole week, you were consuming dairy, gluten, a lot of stuff without knowing. Guys, remember, it's because of the industry. You need to play the game of life. The game in life is that the industry is putting those compounds everywhere. You need to be now proactive in checking the labels, check the ingredients. Check the ingredients. We teach that. Let's go to questions specific to that, guys. Ask me a question related to that, to dairy. What company produces A2 milk? Good question. I don't buy in the supermarket milk. Guys, my strategy is I want to utilize A1, A-type, it doesn't matter, in any dessert that I want to enjoy, but only after planning what I had eaten before. Planning my week. And then once I'm going to the day of having some or dairy or gluten, whatever, I don't feel guilty, I don't think about it, I just enjoy the food. You need to do the same. Of course, only if you don't have any gut issues anymore. If your gut is really strong. I prepare my gut every single day. I make sure that, for example, I just drink, at the beginning of the life I drank this. This will activate all the molecules that are healthy for my gut. This will reduce my inflammation. This will repair my gut microbiome. My bacteria in my gut loves that. I'm helping my mitochondria when I drink this. I just help. So every day I'm drinking, I'm focused on foods, I'm helping my gut. And then next time that I decide to eat a cake, my body can handle that. No issue. Have a cake? No problem. Thiago, but I don't do this with like you're doing. You can have the problem when you have the cake. In your case, you can have the problem. Did you get that? You didn't prepare. You did not prepare your body for that cake. It's like all of a sudden, it's like, for example, your friend decides to run a marathon. Your friend spends 2 years training for the marathon. And while you decided to go to the marathon 1 week ago, the marathon will happen tomorrow. You spent 1 week training. Guess what's going to happen with you in the marathon? You can literally have a heart attack. You can destroy your knees, your ankles, like everything. Why? Because you didn't prepare your body. Did you get that? Once you prepare, you're helping your body to avoid reaction and more inflammation. It's all about that. Got it? Someone said, not dairy allowed. Guys, remember, that's the point. Depending on your levels of inflammation, your body is so inflamed, your body cannot handle any hard particle molecule to digest that you need to spend some time without dairy. Remember this forever. Symptoms for those who consume dairy are what? There are many. Eczema, hives, you really can feel respiratory issues, asthma, sneezing, runny nose, and then you think that's the environment. No, it's because of the dairy that you're consuming. Because now your body, write this down, your body manifests the symptoms in different ways. Once you activate your immune system with any food, dairy, but especially dairy or gluten, any food. Once you activate, you can have headache, while your friend Maria can have a lot of stomach pain. A lot of stomach pain. While your friend Catherine can have mental fatigue. Or your friend or your mom, Cassandra, can have muscle pain. Body manifests in different ways. And many people have the reaction, later reaction. You eat today, IgE, you have the reaction straight away. So that's why when you do a testing, allergic testing, you can find straight away what's giving you the allergy. But many of you have a delayed allergy, delayed reaction. You eat now, you have the manifestation in one day, the next day. Tomorrow you wake up with headache. What? Headache? Yeah, that could be because of a dairy or gluten that you had yesterday. But remember, the problem is not the dairy or gluten. The problem was your body. I'm going to repeat all the time because I don't want you, write this down, I don't want you to feel like that the food it's like if I eat this, like you feel concerned. Do you know that type level of concern of the food? Don't have that concern. That's wrong. Bad mindset, wrong mindset. You are looking at the food and then, whoa, no, gluten. No, dairy. It's not the gluten, it's not the dairy, it's your body that's reacting to that because your body, like I told you, gut is weak, ill, dysbiosis, leaky gut, poor digestion. You are having a bunch of stuff inside your body. Treat this first. And then sometimes you can have something, depending on the amount as well. Remember, Thiago, I healed my gut. I healed everything in my body. I'm amazing, feeling amazing, Thiago. Can I eat like crazy dairy again? Guys, it's not like that. You can literally reactivate all your problems because there is a threshold, there is a limit. For example, I love ice cream. Me, Thiago, I like ice cream. Ice cream, if I have one scoop, fine. But of course, I plan to have that ice cream. I plan. I don't go crazy. Okay, I didn't plan. Let me get a nice ice cream right now. No. I don't do it like that. I have self-respect because I know that if I don't plan, prepare, and I have like something like this, an ice cream, I know a bunch of sugar, preservatives, a lot of gluten, high amounts of casein, lactose, like a bunch of stuff that my body really can struggle to handle. So I can really literally inflame my body. Depending on what? Depending on if I didn't plan, the day, and the most important, the time. The time and the amount. The most important is not the time, it's the amount. If I decide to have 3-4 scoops of ice cream, guess what happens with me? I have a crash of energy. Why? Boom! Peak of glucose. Too much dairy in one single plate. A1 type casein. Bad type for my body to handle. A lot of molecules that's really hard to digest. And besides that, a lot of sugar. That will spike my glucose even more. Like, that's the point. So me, in my case, I always need to be around like 1 scoop of ice cream. And then guys, I enjoy. No problem. I eat specific foods before having the ice cream. And after having the ice cream, I prepare as well. I plan. I teach in my program how to plan once the client is already prepared for this stage. Any client who are ready for this stage, because the client now has a really strong gut microbiome, inflammation is much lower, digestive system is much better, the person is now going to the next stage of the program to learn how to have, like for example, ice cream or dairy, something like that, anything like that. But we teach what to do before, what to do after. It's all about planning. All right? Really, you really need to understand this. Sona said, my IG test identified casein as a severe inflammatory product for me. That's the point. Like I said at the beginning, casein, the molecule, really can activate your immune system. If your immune system is activated, forget it. Inflammation goes to the roof. If your immune system will be activated with any food that you eat, forget it. Inflammation will start. Because what increases inflammation? What creates the inflammation? Your immune cells. Get it? Got it? How do you activate the immune cells when you eat a food? When you have leaky gut. So, as Nobby, in your case, highly possible you have leaky gut. And the casein, especially through the line of your gut, going to your bloodstream, activate your immune system releasing a lot of cytokines, and then inflammation increases. All right? So remember, I always want to remind you, it's possible you heal yourself. You just need to know what the right time for you to have that dairy, that gluten at the right time. Be careful what you need to do before, what you need to do after eating those foods. Time of the day, the amount, which type of dairy, which type of wheat, if it's fermented, if it's not fermented. You really need to learn this. You really need to understand that. Okay? I teach this in my program, by the way. If you really want to know more about the program, anything that's customized, we think holistically, holistic approach, you can reach out to me and then we can book a call to see how we can help you. Check this out. Plant the seed inside your brain. In Psalm 46, 1, 2. Plant the seed inside your brain. Spiritual health. God is our refuge and strength and ever-present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth give way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea. Okay? Just planting a seed inside your brain to open more and study more about your spiritual health. Because many of your symptoms are coming from your mental health, emotional health, and spiritual health. Many of your symptoms. You are thinking it's coming because of food. Many times not coming from food. It's coming from mental health issues, spiritual issues, emotional issues. Okay? Just give you that wake up call here. Wake up call. All right? If you have a specific question, go to my DM. We can chat in my DM. If I can take some time, it's because I'm talking to other people. All right? But go to my DM and then you can chat. Have a great day.